Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, all in crypto here, and today we've got an exciting video lined up for you. It's been a while since we covered Ripple and XRP, and that's exactly what we're going to be getting into in this video. I absolutely believe that XRP and Ripple are going to play a fundamental and staple role in the world that we are moving towards. And what is that world that we are moving towards? Well, it's a world where everything is digitalized and value itself lives on the blockchain. And XRP is going to be a token that is fundamental to the transacting of the world of value, the kind of internet of value, if you will, if you're to use a kind of Wells Fargo term for it. We know we've seen Larry Fink, and we're going to start with a clip from Citi at the FinTech Global Conference, talking about actually implementing blockchain at a scale that hasn't been seen for the blockchain space yet. That's still to come. But we know that the likes of Larry Fink has spoken about the next generation for markets is tokenization. And again, XRP is going to be a fundamental asset to that, and Ripple is going to be a fundamental company to facilitating it all. And they already have, I think they're partnered with, if you look at the top 100 banks in the world, 30-something% of them, and they have partnerships all across the board. And we're going to be sort of exploring that in this video. We'll also be looking at a price prediction made from our good friend, Mr. Francis Hunt, the market sniper, and of course, the crypto sniper, where he speaks about the upside for XRP. And this was before the SEC lawsuit had been, with Ripple, Brad, and Chris, had been ruled on. Of course, the ruling came in Ripple, Brad, and Chris's favor from Judge Torres. A little bit of pushback on that. But the market sniper's got an amazing insight into markets. And when he says something, we listen, and actually took a position in XRP as a result of it. That's done very well since, and he's likely going to continue to do so. But if you look fundamentally, I've had a very polarizing view in regards to XRP, because I think there's a lot of, or I thought that a lot of what was kind of spoken about and portrayed on YouTube and Twitter was almost fantasy, conspiracies that weren't necessarily based on much. However, if you do a little bit of digging, you'll find out that XRP has its tentacles in pretty much everywhere. And we have something that I'm very confident on is the world that we're moving towards. And actually, XRP are probably one of the best positioned cryptocurrencies to actually help facilitating that. And we're going to be exploring it on this video. As promised, we are going to start with a clip from Citigroup actually talking about blockchain and what's to come. This, of course, was the Global RegTech Summit, and FinTech Global were the ones that hosted it. Let's go ahead and listen to what he has to say.
For people with your skill set to help us large organizations, there's, build your own companies as well, of course, but you can really help us to get the infrastructure in place to enable, blockchain-based technologies to really grow at the scale that we haven't seen before. It's what I say to my crypto native friends is that, it's kind of like the empire striking back a little bit. The big organizations are going to use the technology at a scale that we have not seen before for this level of technology. You're going to be the enabler.
So we'll leave that there. So the empire strikes back. He's basically referring to institutions. Crypto's ethos was born with Bitcoin, and Bitcoin came around as a disruptor. It came around as a question. It came around as a ideology. It came around as a technology that sought to challenge the very financial structure and system that we've all used for my entire life, and actually provide an alternative at a time when we've always said it's almost like divine intervention. An alternative was nothing short of needed. You have a lot of blockchains that, instead of trying to do that, have actually gone, okay, well, how can we take this technology but use it to upgrade the infrastructure? Not only can they, in many ways, propagate and further Bitcoin's vision, but they can actually be integrated with the kind of traditional financial systems that we already have. I think that XRP and Ripple are very much an institutional favorite. They have partnerships with so many, and we'll look at some of them, companies. Just to drop one recently, Ripple Labs Incorporated essentially joined ISDA. So breaking news, Ripple became a member of the International Swaps and Derivatives Association. dominating the 1.2 quadrillion derivatives market alongside JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, BY and Mellon and others. So some of the largest financial institutions in the world. Again, Larry Fink spoke about the tokenization of assets. We know that Ripple are actively participating in tokenization, whether that be real estate, whether that be stablecoins, metaverse, financial assets like derivatives. If you understand what the blockchain space is doing, you are nothing short of looking a gift horse in the mouth to have any kind of discomfort in regards to being an accumulator. Certainly now, we weren't accumulators last year. We're out of the market in the bear market, got back in at the start of the year, of tokens at what I believe is a price where the upside potential is life-changing for many. And actually, I do believe that that's going to be the case with XRP. And we're very polarized with XRP. Of course, we're going to highlight Francis's video talking about this. All credit to him. He did the technical work on XRP, not me. But you can marry up. When technicals, which always lead the way, marry up with fundamentals, you get this kind of synergy, this kind of green light, if you will, in regards to something. And certainly XRP and Lumens have that for me. So the partnership with ISDA is huge. It kind of puts them on the same board as a lot of the other largest financial institutions in the world, which they already are. They're already working with them. Bank of England, Santander. They've got a whole range of banks and actual institutions. But I thought that the opening statement about Citi was very interesting. And the Empire Strikes Back, again, you've got these kind of public blockchains like Bitcoin, like Cardano, Polkadot, Ethereum, that are going to be used. We had some huge news in regards to PayPal actually launching their PUSD. But you also have blockchains like Ripple. I know Quant isn't a blockchain, it's an overledger system. HBAR is obviously a DAG. And these others that are all SORT compliance in regards to ISO 20022 standards, and actually are trying to improve the efficiency of the hundreds of trillions of dollars that exist in the kind of real world. Everything is going to be tokenized. And again, XRP, given their positioning, is very much going to be at the helm of it. In regards to, people don't really think about tokenization when they think about XRP. They think of things like XDC, which has done very well. Another coin we highlighted at a very low price. It's done spectacularly well, up hundreds of percent since we started shouting it out. But XRP are working on the tokenization side of things as well. These are their tokenization partners. Hand in hand with experts in tokenization, Ripple helps enable a range of secure and compliant tokenization use cases spanning real estate, CBDCs, financial assets, NFT, stablecoins, metaverse, and more. The XRP ledger was the first major blockchain to support the tokenization of real-world assets. Now, with the introduction of the XLS 20 standard, advancing tokenization support is available on XRPL. This function unlocks new opportunities for businesses, financial institutions, and governments to maintain the full tokenization asset lifecycle on an enterprise-grade public blockchain. So maybe public blockchain was the wrong word to use. Ripple is a public blockchain, but I think it's an institutional-based public blockchain in the sense that the problems that they're trying to solve are really institutional ones. That also affects everyday people, like the remittance market and such other things. I'm not an investor in XRP because I think it's necessarily going to bring about freedom or sovereignty necessarily in regards to perhaps what Bitcoin is doing. I am an investor in XRP because I think that the traditional financial system, I'm being honest here, the traditional financial system is going to use it to further their agenda and to modernize their very outdated systems. On the topic of securitizing things, these are some of their partnerships. You've got Securitize. These guys, I think, are partnered with Visa, I believe. I would say they are partnered with Visa. If we can find the partnerships, which we may not be able to do. Mentioned by Forbes, mentioned by Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal. Could be these guys. Novati that are partnered with Visa. We know that actually Ripple have interaction with Visa. Look, Apple Pay, Google Pay, IMB, they're partnered with Stellar, RippleNet. You can see the colossal partnerships that these guys have that are partners with Ripple. And you'll find these kind of partnerships all over the place. And when something walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, well, you're having duck for dinner. On the topic of stablecoins and PayPal and these other big institutions like Apple Pay, I do believe, and we've seen PayPal really launch the first steps of this, that most your large financial institutions will start to offer banking services. We've already seen this big move with X, which of course is Twitter. I hate the rebranding, by the way. I think it's horrific. I really like the bird, but hey ho. And this was something interesting from Gilbert Verdrian, who of course is the CEO of Quant Network. People are very tribalistic when it comes to blockchains, right? And I have my favorite blockchains. You guys know I'm a big fan of. I think Cardano is a great blockchain. I think Polkadot's a great blockchain. You know, I'm really very involved in the kind of ideologies behind blockchain and the kind of ethoses of them. But people are very blockchain maximalist. And actually, if you're an investor in this space, and there's nothing wrong with being an investor, certainly in regards to the likes of XRP and these other things, you know, you need to leave that tribalism somewhat at the door. And, you know, see opportunities when they're present. And I think with XRP, there is a great opportunity. And again, some of my cheapest XRP buys were in the, you know, literal cents range, and we did actually post receipts on them. We kind of lost interest with it as it didn't do as much as other markets. But I think its time to shine will come, and it's largely been suppressed by the SEC. So for a second there, I thought Apple was issuing a digital dollar. He probably already knows they're going to do this. Wouldn't be surprising if big tech enters the banking market, way tokenized commercial money, native to their platform, wallets, iOS, Android, and enabling for billions of their customers to transact. This, of course, is in association with the AOUSD Foundation, which is comprised of Adobe, Apple, Autodesk, and NVIDIA. Pixar and a number of others. And then, of course, he goes on to explain that stablecoins, PayPal launched their stablecoin, and then he drops this interesting little article that we're going to finish on before we talk about the sniper's prediction and how we can actually see this coming to fruition. And again, if you marry up, we didn't take a lot of the kind of fundamental rumors that seriously until we did a lot of research, and then you've actually got the price prediction and the charts showing you. Charts are king. Anybody that says technical analysis doesn't work has never done it and doesn't understand it, or has never properly done it and has never took the time to actually really understand it. People make billions of dollars off technical analysis. The retail version of technical analysis that you get sort of shoved down your throat from Twitter and YouTube in the form of very high leverage is why people get wrecked. But anyway, this use case was behind the idea of launching Remit in 2013 with this individual, Reg, in 2015 to have blockchain rails to settle tokenized money for cross-border and remittance flows. Who's the king of remittance? XRP, XLM. The idea was to embed new blockchain payments flows into banking apps and super apps. X and PayPal are one of the first to implement the tokenized money use at scale. In 2013, the underlying blockchain foundation and interoperability infrastructure didn't exist, which I think he's actually ahead of, by the way, Gilbert Verdrian. Very interesting project, Quant. The gap we saw was to pivot and first solve the underlying infrastructure and gateway for institutions and enterprise use through interoperability, which became Overledger. Of course, this is Quant's system, Overledger system. It sits on top of the blockchain. It's not a blockchain itself. Most people don't realize that. This thinking led to establishing the ISO standards in 2015, and the use case evolved to Quant Network in 2017. Now in 2023, the underlying foundation interoperability blockchain infrastructure are in place for the institutions and enterprises to use it. It's a matter of time for more financial services incumbents to integrate digital asset flows with tokenized money, such as commercial banks, deposits, liabilities, regulations, stablecoins, and CBDCs. And if you look at the graph here, Ripple, Stellar, Ethereum, mobile top-up debits, and all. The use cases are unlimited for blockchain. And actually, you tend to find the same companies that also happen to be ISO standards working with the financial institutions pop up all the time. The last thing, because this has gone on for quite a while, I want to love and leave you with is, of course, talking about the price a little bit from Mr. Francis Hunt, who, of course, has given predictions. His predictions, this was before the lawsuit was actually won in regards to XRP and its potential price. And you can see he does have a number of targets here, one all the way up at $16.77. What I want to do is actually leave this video for you guys to watch. You're going to see, in my opinion, a $5, $10 XRP price. I do think that's within the realms of possibility. And we'll see just how far it goes. On that note, I'm going to love and leave you. If you've enjoyed the content, I like it, appreciate it, so as a comment, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next.